Hello, Cal Blacksmith here. Finally getting around to making the video on how to use the Civil War inspired wooden forge. We're up in beautiful Wawona, California, up in the Yosemite National Park. This is the authentic blacksmith shop that's been relocated to a central village, but we use this when we come up here. I will take you over to my forge and show you what's going on. We've been using it for the last couple of days. I've also used it at the Civil War reenactment that we went through, so it's had a little bit of use. So I haven't cleaned out the fire yet for today. It's kind of just like the way you would find it in the morning, and let's go over there and see what's going on. Okay, this is the business side of the forge. A little hard to see here with the light the way it is. This is the tweer. This is where the air comes out. We've been using the forge, so there's a lot of ash and stuff like that. I'll dig this all out. But that's the tweer. That's where the air comes out. We had to put the fire out with water so that the people wouldn't get burned on the forge yesterday. So that's why it's kind of sticky together. I used a water-cooled tweer on this. The air simply comes from the blower through the tube into the tweer pipe. In this case, it goes through the water and then comes out over here. A single pipe would be fine and you wouldn't need the water, but you will eventually burn the end of this pipe back. What this is a pipe inside a pipe, and they're welded together so that the water from the tweer, or the water from the tank, goes in between the two layers of the tweer and cools by convection the part that's in the fire. So the part that's in the fire never gets hot enough to be damaged, and all the waste heat winds up here in the water. The water can never go above boiling temperature because it's just an open tank of water. So that's all that's going on here. You could use a solid piece of pipe all the way through and then let it burn off. I will have to make a sketch or something so you could see what's going on with the water-cooled tweer. So let me go ahead and dig this back out, and we'll get it ready to make the fire for the day. Okay, it's the next day. Those pesky park guests got in the way and really wanted to see some blacksmithing. I don't understand that. Anyway, that gives me the opportunity to show you what the forge looks like after a full day's worth of forging. Like any wood burning or coal burning forge, it needs maintenance. The fire here last night was put out with a bunch of water. Because the forge sits outside and the guests have access to it, so I needed to make sure it was cool. The sand will absorb a lot of the heat, but because it is sand, we can put water on it without any effect. The water will not damage anything in the forge. I do have it lined with sheet metal just so that the sand grains don't fall through, but it would certainly work okay without having a metal lining. So let's dig this out and I'll show you what's going on here. Alright, this is the back of the forge, my water-cooled tweer, and over to the blower. So we come up in here, and this is left over from yesterday. We just need to dig it out, make a nice little fire pot. Every day we get the opportunity to decide how big or small we want to make our fire pot. We open this up. There's the end of the tweer. I'm going to blow a little bit of air, and we will clean that out. So now it's clean. There's nothing in there to give us a problem. Just open this up a little bit and decide what we want it to look like. I'm going to make more or less smaller fires, so I'm just going to keep it like this, pat it down a little bit. It is still moist.
Hello.
And
well,
we're ready to go. So from here, we just build a fire like we would with like a campfire. Let me move some dirt around a little bit, cover up my tweer. Like that. Not a big deal. Just like that. Okay. Shape your fire pot the way you want it. Okay, I've just piled up my fuel right across here, getting it ready. Sun's come out, which has made it kind of tough. There's my fire pot, and all I'm going to do is strike a couple of matches here, light some paper. There we go. Put the face down, get a little bit of air, and then put my fuel on top, get some air going. Just like lighting your barbecue. You keep a little air blowing into the fire pot, the paper will continue to burn. You don't want too much air because that will actually blow the fire out. It's kind of a balancing act, but if you've ever lit your barbecue, you know just how to do this. Okay, and that's basically lit. From here we just need to stack more fuel and just make it a nice fire to smith in. Okay, here we go. Now we've got a fire that's ready to forge. That'll get plenty hot to do anything I want to do. I've got a relatively small fire because that's what I wanted. I'm just going to be making small items today. There's no sense in burning a lot of extra fuel. A little bit of air I just put on there. I can feel right in here. We're substantial distance out. A lot of good heat. A lot of heat coming off of there. Now, I would show you how the convection works in this tank, but I have a feeling that the kids have thrown mud in there over the night because, you know, you can't have a bucket of water and not throw dirt in it. So it's kind of dirty. Doesn't hurt the way it functions. And you can see right here there's a small trail of bubbles. That's the heated water coming out of the tweer, and it's just keeping everything cool. The water's been overnight. It's not even room temperature. It's pretty cool, but in another hour or so it'll be up to boiling temperature.